Here we are with the April garden walkthrough. I was watching last month's walkthrough and I'm just so glad I have that video because so much has grown and it's so cool to see how far my little baby plants have grown. So here we are. We're going to start off with where we left off last month, which are these bougainvillea. I've moved them into these planters to train the plant to climb up the back wall there. The pink one I think is going through transplant stress and dropped most of the flowers, but it's been a couple weeks and it hasn't died, so I'm happy with that. Also growing Candy Tuft and Celosia in the same planter, and I see they're starting to germinate, so that's good. This hot pink one, bougainvillea, is doing better. Like last month, I'm going to go here in this corner and kind of go clockwise in the garden. The 3 citrus trees have all been repotted. Like I mentioned before, it would have taken a lot of work to amend the clay soil I have back here in my yard. So I'm not going to put any trees in the ground yet, if ever. And I'm also trying to learn the weather and shade patterns out here too. So it's just easier for me to have some control if they're in pots and I can move them around. For me, the soil is the biggest issue. It's hard rock clay soil and the drainage is a nightmare. This is also the reason why I have above ground garden beds. Anyway, so on the left here we have my Caracara orange tree. She definitely had more blooms, but they all dropped, which is okay with me. I prefer she concentrate on getting a good root system. I might not have any fruit or oranges this season, but that's okay. We can be patient and do things right. On the right, we have the lime tree. Definitely has kept some blooms during the repotting, so maybe we'll get some limes later this year. Just to the left of the trees, we have one of 2 PG pink hydrangeas. I bought these bare root and the greenery has really come in this month. She's looking so much fuller every day. I initially potted this bare root trumpet vine here first, the one right here. So I put the hydrangea there because I thought the trumpet vine was dead. But trumpet vine decided to come alive this month, so I'm going to have to move the trumpet vine and figure out a new place for it. Here is one of 2 lemongrass plants that my mom put in last summer. After the rains, some of this brown rust colored stuff started to turn on the leaves. This is the other one. I still haven't cut this down, but this one I cut down all the way almost to the ground and it came back so much more healthier. So I'm going to have to do the same for the other side. Over here we have the leveled planters. I had my herbs and strawberries here. I had 10 bare root strawberries and the ones in these planters died. The strawberries died, the sun made the soil too hot, killed everything. The planters are small and so there's not a lot of soil to protect the roots, so they basically got cooked, literally. Same thing with the herbs, barely any of the seeds germinated. So I'll have to start over and put this planter in the shade, I think. That's just one thing that I have to remind myself, that the sun out here is something else. Out here near Sacramento, it's just, when it's a sunny day, it's like 90s. Whereas where I used to live, 90s was like a heat wave. And the sunny days we have here they go on forever. It wasn't just a heat wave. They go on forever and ever. It doesn't ever get cool at night. So that's just one thing that I've had to adjust. Here's a wide view of the garden from what I consider the front or entrance to the garden. There's a lot of things that is not in place and it's kind of a happy mess as I'm in the middle of working on something. So on the side of this arch are my 2 iceberg white roses. Everything in my garden is grown from seed or bare root, 99% of it. So this is for 2 reasons. One is budget. It keeps costs down if I grow everything myself. Like if I bought this rose bush today, it would probably be $45 or more at this size. So I bought the bare root for only $15. Another reason is that it's a good way for me to learn about every plant from the very beginning and learn them through every stage of their growth. These roses are coming in so nicely. I'm training the canes to go up the arch, so hopefully one day we'll have a arch full of roses. The fragrance on these roses too are incredible. So when you guys come over and visit me, make sure you come to the garden to smell the roses. Down here are my sedum. I got these as little seedlings. They were tiny late last year and I've never seen them bloom. I'm gonna give them the MVP award for the month because they are so beautiful. The pastel pink blooms are so lovely and well worth the wait. I really can't believe I was going to trash these because I thought they died. They did not like being in my south-facing front yard and prefer being back here for sure. I don't know if you guys can tell or see through the video, but this plant feels like a succulent. It just feels like a succulent, and it's just so amazing that the blooms that it creates are so soft and fluffy and so beautiful. It's so amazing. I'm in love with this plant. Here I have my Civet allium. They're chives, but they'll have these pretty purple flowers and the whole thing will be edible. No blooms yet, but we do have baby pods. So I have 8 of these above ground metal planter beds. Last month I wasn't done building all of them, but I got it all done now and we're ready to go. Here in bed 1 we have pechay, lettuce, broccoli, corn. I don't know if you can see, but something is eating one of my pechay plants. When I try to look for whatever it is, I can never find any bugs. So it seems to like to stay on this one plant. So I just thought that'll be my sacrifice plant because it really has left almost everything else alone. This garden bed 2, is a flower bed. We have some peony plants and they've grown a lot fuller since last month. The gladiolus have grown, but no blooms yet. I also have some cosmos and zinnias in this bed. These rows over here are Lisianthus. I've planted these back in November as seedlings, and they've barely grown. Even since last month, with the sun, the rain, they are so slow. Garden bed 3 and 4 now has this arch that I installed. In bed 3, I have broccoli, shallots, and peppers, but I need to move them. These plants don't need to be trellis, and I planted them before I had a plan of what I was going to do as far as layout. I need their space to move the plants that do need trellising. Like over here, I started the trellising plants and I just need to transplant them. I have watermelon, honeydew, cantaloupe, cucumbers, tomatoes, sweet peas. These all need trellising. I need to grow vertically because I don't have a lot of space. This is another one of my hydrangeas, but this one will be white. Just above her, I transplanted a white rose bush out of a pot. Recently, she definitely dropped a few leaves due to the stress of moving her, but I think she's going to make it, and she's continuing to bloom. Just through the arch, I have my lemon tree. I repotted her this past month, and her roots look great, but I know she isn't doing well because these leaves are just way too light. They're supposed to be dark green. I put her in good soil. I put her on a fertilizer schedule, and hopefully I can nurse her back to full health. I just waited too long, I think, to put her in good soil, and she needed specific nutrients, and I ignored that for just way too long. I do see some blossoms, however, I don't think I'm going to get any lemons anytime soon, and I'm okay with that because her branches are still too flimsy and weak. I'd rather her focus on getting a good root system for now. Here in garden bed number 5, I have my kale and carrots, red leaf lettuce. I think I planted the carrots and the lettuce too closely together, so I might have to move that. So I mentioned that I had 10 of these bare root strawberries, and these are the only 3 that survived, and they happen to be the only 3 that weren't in those leveled planters. So next year we're not using the leveled planters. We're going to keep them in the beds. Garden bed 6, 7, 8. Over 7, 8 we have a new garden arch, and I have my star jasmine trailing up the arch. Just wanted to show you guys these bleeding heart plants. I know last month they didn't look great, but they've grown some greenery, so I think we're gonna make it. In the middle here, I have my prized white rose tree. She's going to be the anchor to the whole garden. She was bought bare root, and it's so cool to see that in just a few weeks, she's looking so much fuller and even has multiple blooms already. No blooms on the hydrangea this month, but I've started to see some ladybugs on her. And actually all over my garden, and whenever I see one, I move the ladybug over to bed 1 so they can help fight whatever's eating my plant over there. My garden's going to be organic, and so I'm not going to use any chemicals for the bugs. I'm going to try neem oil or soap to see if that helps. One thing I'm so happy to see though is that the bees and the butterflies are making their way to my garden. This space used to be so sterile, and it just makes me so happy to create a space beneficial to the bees and butterflies, ladybugs, dragonflies too. I've seen dragonflies. I'm just grateful that they found my garden. So that's the April garden walkthrough. Lots of new growth, so exciting for me to look through how far the baby plants have come. Before I go, I want to show this little area where I'm trying to see if I can grow anything in this clay soil. What I did was I put a bag of soil over the clay soil to sort of amend it, then put the seeds down. Nothing fussy or special. So far we have most of the seeds germinating. Stay tuned to see if they actually bloom.